Hi there, my name is Aditi. I am the author of The Self-Care Habit. I'm also a life coach teaching you how to turn your stress habits into self-care habits. Today we are talking about compassion, one of my favorite topics. I just finished doing a talk for a group and I was talking about compassion and I read an excerpt of my book and I got really emotional while I was reading it. Like I was really trying to not cry and I could feel my voice cracking, all the things. It was definitely a special moment, and it was the first time I read my book in front of a group of people like that. So I decided that I wanted to bring that experience to you as well. So I'm going to read this important part of my book where we talk about compassion. It is from chapter 5. And if compassion is something that you have been curious about, or you realize you don't have compassion for yourself, then this is for you. Okay? All right. So this is chapter 5 on page 77. So I'm going to read you an important part of this chapter. So it starts with a quote. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete, by Buddha. When I was living in California, I drove down to Orange County for a conference. I booked a nearby Airbnb so I could get there early and get a good seat. The next morning, I was running late. I was so frustrated that I started cursing at myself. In that moment of rage, I could not feel anything else. I could not think straight. As I was getting closer to the venue, I realized how tense my body was, and I decided that I didn't want to take this energy with me inside of the conference. I wanted to enjoy the event. It was Chalene Johnson's Marketing Impact event that only happened once a year. I skimmed my mind for some coaching tools to help me through this moment. Anything I tried was not working. After some time passed, I decided to surrender and just be with this anger that I was feeling. Since nothing was working, I decided to reach for compassion towards myself. I spoke to the part of me that was hurting inside. Baby girl, I know this is hard for you right now. I know you're struggling. I know you're trying your best. And you're doing it, baby girl. You are here. You made it happen. You're attending the conference. I know you're upset about being late, but you know what? I love you anyway. And that did it. I immediately burst into tears as I felt compassion spreading like a warm blanket throughout my body. I felt seen and heard. I felt so much lighter after I let go and held compassion for myself. I walked into the event less angry, more surrendered, and more open. You won't believe what happened next. When I entered the event hall, someone I had met that day before had an extra seat for me right in the front row. They waved to me and invited me to come sit next to them. After I sat down in utter disbelief at what just happened, because remember, I was mad about being late because I wasn't going to get a good seat, someone from the VIP section walked up to me and offered me her VIP goodie bag, saying that she didn't want it. Excuse me? What was happening right now? In that VIP bag, I got gifts worth over $200. Once I chose compassion, my day completely turned around. It truly blew my mind. Compassion heals, compassion awakens, compassion touches the heart. Compassion reduces stress. It's fascinating to see that Buddha, after years of trying to reach enlightenment, reached it after he felt compassion while watching ants as he was lying under a tree. Compassion is that powerful. Compassion opens doors. That conference taught me a valuable lesson. When all else fails, reach for compassion. I couldn't shift anything else on that drive there. Nothing was working. None of my coaching tools, mindset tools, nothing. I was filled with stubborn rage and nothing was moving. In that moment, the only thing that worked was compassion. And that moment, that conference, that experience as I was driving to this conference was such an awakening moment for me. From that point onwards, anytime I felt stuck, I felt stressed, I felt overwhelmed, I realized that if nothing else was working, compassion is what I can reach for. Compassion is always available to me. So remember that compassion is always available to you, always. No matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on, you have the opportunity to choose compassion for yourself, to bring compassion for yourself. And you may be wondering, what does that even mean? What does that look like, right? In that moment for me, speaking kindly to myself was how I was being compassionate, and I was also validating my feelings. So, how you can offer compassion to yourself first is you can validate how you're feeling. Like, hey, I'm feeling all of these things right now. In the beginning, I was just super angry and I let myself be angry about all the things. I was cursing at myself, I was angry at myself, like all the things, right? And then I created space to let me feel my feelings. So, first, what you want to do is validate how you're feeling. Second, what you want to do is create space to allow yourself to feel everything that you're feeling. And then third is to speak kindly to yourself. So next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, remember, when all else fails, reach for compassion. This Saturday, I am doing a live event. I'm so excited to be doing a self care Saturday event for you where we are going to be doing self care work together on you. So come join us this weekend, this Saturday. I'm going to post the link below. We're going to be talking about how to master your self care. Many people don't know what self care is, what that means, what that looks like, where to start. So, I'm going to help you start this weekend. So, for this live event, it's called Master Your Self Care. We're going to be covering three things. So, the first one is we're going to be discovering the one sentence that influences your self care habits. This one sentence, uncovering this one sentence, is going to give you a lot of awareness and insight into how you're showing up for yourself at the moment. Then we're going to complete a self care audit on three main areas to help you understand your current wellness landscape. And then the third thing we're going to do is learn the three skills that you need to master your self care. So you no longer have to wait for the outside world to give you a break. All right, I'm going to post the link below. Can't wait to see you. And if you happen to see this video later, know that you can get your ticket to get the recording as well. So you'll still get all the juicy information. You'll get the workbook. You'll get everything you need to start to master your self-care. All right, hope to see you there.